Hi, this is Anna Imagination with Shifting Perspectives. So I'm at the massive ethical face off right now, and I'm digging down deep into it's an ethical face off between the universe, myself, and the system. I feel like my whole life it was sell yourself out, prostitute yourself out. And this is very personal. This is between my father, who represents the system. Yeah, this is it really. It's my father who represents the system versus me and ethics. And we would have screaming matches and wars because he wanted me to get a 9 to 5. And his mindset was very much yeah, it sucks. You pay light, you get a job you hate, you pay taxes, you die. That's life. And I'm sitting here screaming, no, it's not. Just because you decided to be a sellout and sacrifice your ethics for that bullshit in order to survive doesn't mean I have to. And it's this massive, really, let's just dig this all out because this is really it right here, is I've felt like I've been told my whole life that you can't have joy in the work you do. You have to participate in the system and it has to be 9 to 5. You have to give 40 hours a work week. You have to hustle. I hate the word hustle. You have to. And I'm going, why? Who is making up all of these rules? And the only thing all of these people can tell me is this is the way. No other reason. They're just doing this massive Mandalorian, this is the way. And it's not questioned. They're followers, they're sheep, they're mindless, they're not thinking. And I'm sitting here going, why? You tell me why it can't be different. Why can't it be different? So I'm sitting in this face off going, I refuse to budge. Bottom line, I know my rent is due. I know my phone is shut off, and I won't budge because this, right when it comes down to it, is I want a solution. And I've got people going, just manifest the money. No, I'm not looking for a quick fix. I want a solution. I want the path. I want the answer. I want the solid be all, shove it in the face of this is wrong. There is a better way. And this is a better way. And I'm trying to figure out what that way is. I manifest the money, problem solved, and I'm done. But I don't have the answer. I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for the answer. Ooh, there it is. There it is. And yeah, it's personal because I've got 3 offers right now for sugar daddies. I can have money. I have so many people who want me to be their mistress. It's not what I want. Like, I can have money. My problem is I want to do it my way. I want to know if there is a better, different way. I won't believe that their way is the only way. And I said to my partner, we're going over this. I said, look, my time and my body are not for sale. Bottom line, there it is. My time and my body are not for sale. That is closed. And I've got all of these offers from people, from jobs. I can have a job tomorrow if I sell my time or my body. And I won't do that. And I'm going, no, I refuse to do that. I have information, I have education, and I have entertainment. And I'm going, that's your option. Information, education, entertainment. That is what's for sale. Oh my God, this feels so fucking good. This is about my artist. This is 100% about me going for the arts. And my father just screaming at me. I wanted to be a composer. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actress. And my father likened that to whoredom. And I got shoved into this sell your time or sell your body, ironically. And I'm just going, no, there's a better way. I have a limited, and that's just it. Time is a limited resource. Time is a limited resource. Why am I selling my limited resource. That's what a 9 to 5 job is. We are literally selling, that's labor. Oh my fucking God, I hate the working class. Closing that door. We're not getting on that soapbox ever again. And I'm going, no, there is a way. If we have unlimited resources, this is about value and how you can utilize, there's that utility again, my unlimited resource. And my unlimited resource is my information and my education, my books, my stories. There we go. This is 100% the arts versus the 9 to 5 job. This is very much the freelance versus that. And I have gone the way of the freelance. I want a society that flourishes on freelance. There. I want a society that flourishes on freelance. And yeah. And I'm in this, I'm in this massive, yeah. And my freelance, I don't understand. I was going over taxation with my partner. And I feel like the system just nickels and dimes us. I feel like there's more deception. I feel like it's unethical. And I'm just going, I can't touch it. I can't participate in that anymore. I can't condone it. I'm boycotting it. That's really what this is. That is really what I'm doing. Really? It started off with me boycotting marketing. So I may not have watched a commercial in like 20 years. I mean, the last time I watched a television commercial was 1997 is the last time I watched a commercial. I boycotted it. I was so sick of commercialization, so I boycotted it. And I haven't watched any television or anything with a commercial in it since 1997. And then at some point, I went off from there and said, no, I'm not just boycotting commercialization. I'm boycotting. And then I just went through this. Boycotting is like the power. Boycott, power. Oh my God. I boycotted the system. Really? There. I have boycotted the system. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. That's it. I have boycotted the entire system. I've boycotted the government. I have boycotted the government. I refuse to participate, acknowledge, or adhere to it, nor do I. No, I believe that a person's ethics can completely run and operate an ethical person, providing they have reached the milestones. I have reached the milestones. And because I have reached the milestones, I am now in a position where I am more ethical than that abomination. So I boycott it. Now, I've been wandering aimlessly for 40 years. More specifically, for 40 years. Like I have been mindlessly without a home since 1982. I ran away from home in 1988. I ran away from home again in 1996. I have a long history because I couldn't stand it. I was like, no, I'm boycotting this. I'm done with it. I only stayed because of my cats, because I needed to protect my cats. That's like the only reason why I decided to go back in 1988 was to make sure that the cats were not. I don't want to talk about that anymore. So I'm sitting here going, okay, I've now officially boycotted the system. I'm out. 2 of my children are out. We're good. And I've got people going, oh, your son needs to go to college. He needs to do. boycotted. I don't do that shit. All of the traditions I've boycotted. All of the traditions, all of the way I've boycotted. Don't tell me it's like the game of life. No, this is it. This is it. There is the game of life. Do you want to go to college or get a job? Why are those my choices? Why are those my choices? Like, I am looking at Hasbro. Is it Hasbro? Going, why are those my choices? Why are you only giving me two choices? That doesn't make any sense to me. What if I want to go on walkabout? What if I want to become a sage? What if I want to become a monk? What if I want to travel the world and learn and explore as a wanderer? Why can't I do that? Whoever said I have to? There is this one man. He had no job and he lived in Europe for like 5 years. And people are like, how'd you do it? Freelance. At some point, he literally sold his body as a bench, where he literally laid down hands and knees and allowed people to sit on him on a hill while they rest. They paid him $1. And he walked away with like $500 that day. He went to one of those really long stairs in China where there's no place to sit down. And he formed himself into a way where people who are climbing those massively long steps, he made a lot of money off of the elderly, people who needed rest. So he literally used his body as a bench and walked away with like and he charged him $1. $1. $500 in a day. And he did shit like that, carrying people's luggage, and he only charged them $1. Little mundane shit that made somebody else's life easier for $1. And he traveled the world for 5 years. And I went, God damn it, that is what I want to do with my life. And then there's Rent-A-Man. I want to do Rent-A-Wench. Rent-A-Man. There's no sex. Rent-A-Man works like this. The guy lives in New York City and he literally makes 6 figures. Good God, he's a fucking millionaire. This is how he does it. It's Rent-A-Man, and if you want somebody to sit with you, if you don't want to be alone, it's basically people who don't want to be alone. So they hire this guy. I'm doing this. I'm offering it. Rent-A-Wench. If you don't want to be alone and you want some company, I'm available. Rent-A-Wench. But there's no sex. It's no friendship. Those are his 2 rules: no sex and no friendship. And I'm 100% there, right there with him. No sex and no friendship. This is business only. So here's how it works. You want somebody to blow out your birthday candles with you? You want to go to a movie, but you don't want to go alone? Rent-A-Wench. And that's what he does. And he lives in New York City making more than 6 figures a year doing Rent-A-Man. Doesn't have the nice ring to it like Rent-A-Wench does. And I'm going, yes, this is what I want to do. Think outside the box, because if you put me in a box, I can't function, because I'm going, oh my God, where do these boxes come from? I know where the boxes come from. I did a whole 30-year study on them. So I'm just looking at this going, no, I'm done. Boycott. I won't even talk about it anymore. I won't even talk about it anymore because I'm done. I will not justify or entertain their insanity. Done. And I just see it. College or job? Why are those the options? That's not good enough for me. So I have my city. And I'm not the only one. I know there's people just like me pulling their hair out going, why do I only get 2 boxes? Because I don't fit into either one of those 2 boxes. Those are not my boxes. Those are not my names. Those are not my labels. So I'm out here and I build my city and I have my city and I'm going, okay. Because I believe there's a better way. I believe there's a different way. There has to be. because I cannot believe my father. I grew up just hearing life is paying taxes and then you die. Then give me death. I can't do it. I would rather die than live like that. And I'm not the only one. Good God, the license plate, Rhode Island, or is it Delaware? Live free or die. My fucking, now I have to look it up. I believe that so much. I think it's Delaware. New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm just like, I knew it was New England, but that's it exactly. Like, I get that so much. It really just like, yep, live free or die. And that's my brain. And that's it, is when you live for fucking 40 years a slave, not having a single fucking choice, you become ultra sensitive to choice. And that's really what this is. It's a trigger I'm never going to be able to shake. Is that every time there's that moment of no choice, I can feel it. And it feels just like slavery because I lived it. Suddenly you become aware every time someone's making a choice for you. I feel it. Oh my God, I'm so sensitive to it. And I have two choices. I can conform, get over the trigger of no choice. And I'm going, why would I ever condition myself out of not choosing? Because choosing college or a job is not choice. Choosing a job because I don't want to starve isn't a choice. When you think on survival, you're not living. And I won't go back. And that's something I contend with every single day. And I'm sitting here just stubbornly refusing to conform. And my loved ones are begging me to conform so I'll be happy and safe. Happy. Happy. Happiness. I can't be happy, a slave. I can't be happy, a slave to a system. I can't be happy, a slave to a man, metaphorical or literal. I can't be happy if my choices are not mine. I don't think anyone can be. So it's not just they're not asking me to give up my life. They're not asking me to live. They're asking me to give up my happiness. They're asking me to give up my identity. My happiness is not negotiable. I don't know how anyone can live like that. My happiness is not negotiable. I lived like that for 40 years. And I see so many people, memes going around, waiting for the system to fall, hoping the system will fall. And I'm going, I can't wait for it to fall. I need to be happy now. I can't wait for the system to fall. I'm going to pursue my happiness now. I'm going to learn how to live outside of the system now. And I'm going to build a society now. Because when the system does fall, I don't want to be Walking Dead, scrambling around for a safe place. We'll have it already. I prepare for the apocalypse. But I'm not stocking cans. 20, remember that? No. I'm building a fucking system. So when theirs does fall, because the days are numbered, will already have something solid and established and in place because their days are numbered. So I'm not waiting. And this is our opportunity to sit back and go, where did they go wrong? Really, let's ask ourselves this, what is wrong with the system? Well, I can tell you right now, mental health is what's wrong with the system, mental health. The patriarchy. But it's not just the patriarchy, it's the matriarchy, it's the gender wars. Mental health is what's wrong with the system. The intolerance is what's wrong with the system. The lack of education is what's wrong with the system. The system is what's wrong with the system. It isn't anarchy. It's absolutely independence and self-love at its core. I'm allowed to want something better. And why should I wait for the system to fall before panicking and going, oh, well, shit, now what? So yeah, I'm building the city now. Because when that falls and when shit hits the fan, we've already saw it with Trump. This is one of my favorite stories ever, is in the middle of Washington State when they had that massive town completely separate from the Union. And for X amount of days, there was literally a part of the United States that existed outside of the system. And I went, you can do that. You can do that. I want to do that because, I have a lot wrong with the system, starting with the fact that I won't talk about that. I've closed the door. Look at my past videos. I don't have to go back and rehack. It's all there. I recorded it the first time. Oh, that's so nice. I've got it out the one time. I don't have to rehack it. Footnote, see other videos. So I am building a system. I'm building a society. It's abstract for now. It's not going to stay abstract. I got to fund it first. It's an idea. I can't talk about change. I can't preach change. I have to do the change. And I'm already there. Oh my God. I'll say it. So I was watching the Barbie movie last night. And the whole movie, I was going, oh my God, I am so outside of the system that this movie doesn't make sense to me. I couldn't understand it because I have been outside of the system now for so long that when I went back on this movie, I was going, I don't understand. Is that how people function? And a very old, distant memory, one that I could even barely remember anymore, was going, you used to live like that, Anna. And I went, I don't remember. I'm outside of the system so far and so deeply now for so long that the memory is starting to go. I am starting to forget. I don't understand. My television viewing is fantasy and science fiction, mostly science fiction. Star Trek, Foundation. I am so separated from the system. Do you know that every time you watch a movie in the patriarchy, depicting the patriarchy, you are enforcing the patriarchy in your mind? Every time you read a book, every time you absorb the media or the culture depicting the suppression, you enforce the suppression. I went the route of science fiction, where the societies are so far into the future that they've stripped gender, societal expectations, patriarchal norms, it's all gone. So my television viewing is completely isolated from the patriarchy. So that when I pick up a movie like the Barbie movie, and I'm watching it, I'm going, this doesn't make any sense to me. Why are they all behaving like children? Literally. It was so ludicrous. And I realized I'm that far out of the system now that I couldn't even, wow. And I'm going, all right, I'm here already. I'm in Authenticity City. I live a life, and people ask me, people talk to me about it. I'll be having conversations all day long, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on the moon calendar. I don't even know what day it is. I follow the moon calendar. I know that in about 7 days, less than 14 days, we're going to have a new moon. And I know that on the new moon, that's going to be day 1 of the calendar. And I know there's 30 days in the calendar. And I know that when it comes time for the full moon, that's when we all break down and we need to do our emotional cleanse. That's what I'm thinking. I don't have a clock. I look at the sunlight. Oh yeah, I'm that primitive. I don't look at a clock. I look at the sunlight. So when people are like, what time? And I'm going, time? It's so, my bills aren't, I have so few. Everything is so, I think I'm up and I think things like meditation, coffee, news, my news, as in this is the status report of what I'm going to be doing with the day. This is how I'm going to be building the city. This is what I'm focusing on. I think about the stories I have to write. I think about what feels good. What do I need? I turn inward. I talk to the universe. So, universe, how are you this morning? Tell me what's going on with you. Where do you want me today so that I can be your little bitch? That's the kind of conversations I have. And then I talk to people. And people tell me about their problems with money. And people talk to me about their problems with their partners and their lives. And I'm just going, why are you allowing those problems? Allowing. Mm-hmm. You allow them. Because you can shrug. Read Atlas Shrugged. The whole book is just shrug. I shrugged. I shrugged a year ago. And I'm finally so outside of it. I'm going, are you too unrelatable to people? Well, I don't want to be relatable to people because look where they are. I want to set an example and say, look, there's a different way of living, and this is it. And yeah, I boycotted it. All the things they told you had to do, no, you don't, because I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. You don't have to do it. There's another way. There's another way. And it's completely and totally, every decision I make is what I want, what I desire, and what I dream. What feels good and what feels right. Money is not a factor in my decisions. I say, what do I want? What do I desire? What do I dream? And what feels good? Those are my decisions that I make every day. What can I learn from this? Where can I improve as a person? Those are the questions I ask me every day. And I think, I would like to organize this shit. I don't want to wing it. I don't want to be a nomad anymore. Yeah, that was the period of my life. Many videos in my podcast where I just cried, I want a home. I don't want to be a nomad. Well, I'm not a nomad anymore. I hereby declare this Authenticity City. I am officially no longer a nomad. I lived that way. And I'm all done backpacking. I have place now, and I live in authenticity. I live in Authenticity City. Careful how you say that. And I took up my crown. I did. It's very symbolic. It's actually to remind me who I am because I need to remember who I am. And suddenly it all just makes sense. And everyone's equal here. I got to fix this because I can't stem my hair like this. And everyone's equal here. Everyone is equal here. And I've got my 5 core ethics, and I've got psychology all figured it out, and I'm building my pillars, and I'm putting everything together, and I'm going, all right, I know who I am. I know where I am. I know where I have to be. And people ask, so what do you do for a living? Well, happiness. I do happiness for a living. There. I do happiness for a living. That is what I do for a living. Happiness. I live happy. That is what I do for a living. And I teach other people how to live happy for their living. And suddenly, the question isn't, how am I going to make money? The question is now, how am I going to grow my city? But I don't need to know how, because that's always the universe's problems. I just tell the universe, I want to grow my city. I want people to know about my city. Let me tell you about authenticity city. And there she is again. Tell your story. I'm almost at a point where I hate hearing those words from her. Tell your story. Tell your story. Tell my story. I have a city. I'm building a city. Because when I healed, I discovered that all the things that I imagined and all the things that they told me that I was crazy for were actually real. And when you heal yourself that good, you realize that all the shit that you imagined is actually real. And that when you're done cutting all the bullshit out of you, all that's left is you and your imagination. True story. And suddenly you're going, wow, I was not expecting imagination to be present. I was expecting it to be solid, concrete thinking. And quite the opposite occurred. The more I healed, the more the concrete thinking vanished. The more all the stuff that they said, oh, this is real, there's it. You see, I healed. You haven't. You're still in the system. I've healed. And when I'm standing here healed, I went, well, look at that son of a bitch. You want to know what's on the other side of healing? Your dreams, your wishes, your identity, your imagination, your authenticity, the abstract world. All the things that you believed in, that you saw when you were a child, all of it comes back. Every wish and dream that you made when you were 4 and 5, they're all here waiting for you to heal. And then you get them all back. And I'm going, oh, son of a bitch. The imagination that I was told, it's here. And I'm going, if I healed and I'm at the end of this and there's imagination waiting for me at the end, is it really as fictitious as they claim it is? And then I studied abstract. And you know what I discovered? Time is abstract. Money is abstract. Mathematics is abstract. And I'm going, well, if money and time and mathematics is abstract, and if imagination is abstract, that makes imagination their equal. Except they have no use for my imagination. No, they don't. They don't value my imagination. They value money, time, and mathematics, so they found a way to use those things. Oh, but they couldn't use my imagination, so they called it crazy and they threw it away. Oh, is that telling? But that doesn't stop it from being real, now does it? And then a week ago, I talked to a neuroscientist who said to me, the subconscious mind does not exist. He said, in the brain, it doesn't exist. And I said, neither does mathematics. I guess mathematics doesn't exist either, because that's not in the brain either. Look at that. The subconscious mind, imagination, and mathematics are all abstract, which means I am a mermaid. And that's when I realized that the abstract world does exist right alongside next to the physical world. That's what I learned. All of the healing and all of the psychology and all of the philosophy and all of the study and all of the world that I have done. And my conclusion is that there are two worlds that exist parallel to each other. The physical realm for concrete thinkers and the abstract world for abstract thinkers. And the world of make-believe and imagination is part of the abstract world. Prove me wrong. While you're doing that, put down your mathematics, your time, and your money. Fascinating, isn't it? Don't ever tell me what isn't real. I will outlogicize you. So I'm going, well, what is the system then? If not abstract? And here's the argument. If the system, too, is abstract, then it's all just mindset, isn't it? So I can switch my mind and make it something different, and boom, so it be, so it is. So if everyone's running around going, this is the way, all it takes is one person standing up to say, no, not for me. My way is different. My way is authenticity city, where there are 4 pillars of living and lifestyle, 4 pillars of systematic strength: mental health and healing, imagination and play, because what are we if not abstract? Education and self-purpose with our resources. And all of those things center around my ship of state. I have a forum and a market. My citizens pay a flat rate, and it gives them full access to the city. You're more than welcome to visit. Absolutely. Come in, take respite, rest. I have a healing department called the Healing Garden with Triadic Healing. I have a newsletter for the Philosopher's Fountain. I have my courier and my crier. I even have 3 newsletters that go out depending upon which area you want and which area you're interested in. And it's not divided among politics or ethics. It's divided among your interests, because that's all that really matters, is your interests, because that is identity and authenticity. And suddenly, as this idea comes into formation, I have placement and belonging and acceptance. Because this is a system that's built on non-conformity, outside the box thinking, abstract thinking, No concrete thinkers allowed, because concrete thinkers can't even access the door. Suddenly I'm going LGBTQIA, polyamory, intellects. Who else is out there who can think outside of the box, who can imagine and play in the abstract world? Do you want to know why money came into existence? Coinage was invented because concrete thinkers could not understand abstract. So they came up with coinage to represent the abstract so that concrete thinkers could understand and use money. Prior to that, they had bookkeeping, which was also mathematics, but they couldn't understand it because they're concrete thinkers. So they created clocks to track time because they couldn't understand the abstract of time without something concrete like a clock. So they created accounting and bookkeeping because they could not comprehend the abstract without the physical because they're concrete thinkers. But these are concepts that are 100% borrowed from, taken from, birthed in the abstract world, right alongside our imagination, make-believe creatures, and all of our fantasies, our dreams, birthed all off of our imagination. Oh my fucking God, what a beautiful place this is. This is opportunity. This is freedom. It's my solid voice saying, I refuse. I won't. I can't. I boycott. So what do I do for a living? I know shit. If you love shit like this, like, subscribe, follow, comment below. Let me know what part of the show resonated with you. And take a look at the directory. Take a look at our map. Welcome to Authenticity City. May the kindest of words always find you.